With the Kyrie Irving deal, finally, done, the biggest remaining question of the NBA offseason is this: what's going on with Carmelo Anthony? The short answer, not much. As of last week, the New York Knicks were not close on any deal involving Anthony, per league sources. They've talked on and off with the Houston Rockets for much of the summer, but there's been no recent momentum toward a deal. The Knicks have told people around the league recently that Houston simply doesn't have anything that appeals to them. Could a third team's involvement change New York's thinking? Of course. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reported last month that Houston was looking for a third team to make a trade work. The Milwaukee Bucks emerged as a potential third team at one point, per league sources, but there was no traction toward a deal. Milwaukee has been trying to shed salary, so, in all likelihood, the idea of taking back the remaining money on Ryan Anderson's contract, 3 years, $60 million, and a trade wasn't enticing. One name that came up in those, very, preliminary talks? Bucks forward Jabari Parker, per league sources. It's unclear which side, the Knicks or Bucks, brought up Parker's name. What is clear is that Parker would have been part of an outgoing package that included a larger Bucks contract, such as John Henson's or Greg Monroe's. If that deal had come to fruition, the Knicks would have received the type of return they'd long hoped for in an Anthony trade, a young player on a below-market contract in Parker. Knicks president Steve Mills and GM Scott Perry remain set on getting some combination of a young player, draft pick or expiring contract back in any Anthony deal. They have little interest in adding significant salary, which makes sense since New York already has a combined $50 million committed to Tim Hardaway Jr., Joakim Noah and Courtney Lee in 2019-20. Of course, the package New York seeks in an Anthony trade is hard to find. So the smart money says that Anthony will be in Knick when training camp opens on September 25th. And you can bet that he won't be thrilled about that. The guess here is Anthony would rather run another possession in Phil Jackson's triangle offense than answer questions on media day about his uncertain Knicks future. If he participates in the NBA's traditional media day activities, Anthony would also have to take part in the production of promotional material, videos, pictures, in-house interviews, etc. for the Knicks. How's that for awkward? Members of the organization have subtly, and not so subtly, made it clear that Anthony isn't part of the future. Last month, the club published season ticket ads on social media and the team website featuring several different players. None of the ads included Anthony. More recently, Mills wrote a 1,100-word essay about his vision for the team on a company website. He didn't reference Anthony once. The underlying message to all of this is clear: Carmelo, we don't want you here. And the feeling is mutual. There has been little contact between Anthony and members of the organization lately, per sources. Anthony's preference, as of late last month, remained to be traded. Whether that happens before the start of training camp is up to Mills and Perry. They have no interest, at this point, in negotiating a buyout with Anthony. He has 2 years and $44 million remaining on his contract. So how does this latest melodrama end? Maybe if the Knicks wait until mid-December, the offers from Houston would improve? Most free agents who signed contracts with new teams over the summer can be traded on December 15th. So maybe Houston could find a third team to facilitate a deal at that point? Or maybe, after spending a few weeks with the Knicks, Carmelo would expand his list of acceptable trade destinations to get a deal done? Last month, Anthony was in his hometown of Baltimore for a charitable event in conjunction with the basketball tournament. His hair and his beard were long and unkempt. He seemed unburdened by all of the drama and uncertainty surrounding his future. And his words supported that theory. I'm good, he said with a smile. I've been away from the fray. Anthony was in the middle of the fray for much of the past season in New York. If the Knicks don't trade him in the next few weeks, he'll be in the thick of it once again. Buckle up.